So let's talk about LinkedIn. If you're running a B2B service firm, you've probably been told it's a gold mine. But let's be honest, how do you actually turn it from a place you just, post things into a predictable pipeline of your ideal clients? Well, today, we are breaking down a repeatable system to do exactly that.
I mean, just think about it for a second. For any services business, this platform is pretty much the whole shebang. It's where your ideal clients are hanging out, it's where you get to show off what you know, and it's where those amazing referrals actually happen. The potential is absolutely massive. But for so many, that potential just isn't turning into actual pipeline. And that means you're leaving a lot of money on the table.
And this is the core problem, isn't it? You spend all this time creating what you think is great content, you're sharing insights, but the result is, well, crickets. It feels like there's this huge gap between the effort you're putting in and the business you're getting out. It is a super common frustration, but believe me, it's completely fixable.
And this right here is the first huge mindset shift we have to make. We've got to stop chasing those vanity metrics. For a service business, success isn't about going viral to a bunch of random people. Nope. It's about being consistently visible and incredibly valuable to the specific people who can actually hire you.
Okay, so how do we get in front of those right people? Well, it all starts here. Before you even think about writing a single post, you need to have razor-sharp positioning. If you don't, your message just gets watered down and it's going to miss the mark every single time.
I absolutely love this analogy. Just imagine you've paid for a booth at the biggest, most important industry conference of the year. Who are the people you are desperately hoping walk up to your booth? Get that specific. We're not talking about something vague like marketing managers. We're talking about, say, VPs of marketing at Series B SaaS companies with 50 to 200 employees. Now that is a bullseye. And here's how you build on that. Once you know exactly who you're talking to, you have to own a specific theme in their mind. What's the one thing you want to be known for? From that point on, every single post you make has to act like a thread, weaving right back to that central theme. This is how you create a really powerful and memorable position in the market.
All right, this right here is your secret weapon. This is the practical, everyday tool to keep you on track. Before you hit that post button, just run your content through this one simple filter. It's an amazing gut check that forces every single piece of content to align with your real business goal, building trust with the right people so you can sell your specific service.
Okay, so our positioning is locked in. Now we can finally move on to the actual content strategy. And let me be clear. This is not about randomly posting helpful tips and hoping for the best. No way. This is a structured playbook that's designed to guide your ideal client all the way from being a total stranger to a paying customer.
The whole system is built on these three pillars, and they map perfectly to the buyer's journey. First, they need to become aware that you even exist. Then, you build authority and show them how you think, how you solve problems. And only then, once that trust is established, do you even think about moving toward conversion. And here's what that looks like in a typical week. Your content mix should be heavily, and I mean heavily, weighted toward awareness and authority. You're giving value, sharing frameworks, busting myths, far more than you are asking for a sale. Look at that. Conversion content is just once a week at most. This is all about educating and building trust, not constantly pitching. And this is so important. Your content is only half the battle. If you just drop a post and then you leave, you are missing the entire point of a social platform. The real magic, the part that builds the relationships and actually wins you clients, that happens in the comments and in the DMs.
And here's what makes it all manageable. You do not need to live on LinkedIn 24/7. Just 20 minutes a day, focused on the right things. Spend half that time adding thoughtful comments on posts from your ideal client profiles or ICPs. Then, take care of your own community. This simple routine is how you turn passive posting into active business development. All right, now for the big one. How do you prove any of this is actually working? Because let's face it, likes and views don't pay the bills. We have to shift our focus away from marketing activity and toward the real business outcomes that your leadership team actually cares about.
Just look at the two columns here. The stuff on the left, likes, views, follower count, those are the feel-good metrics. The ones on the right, that's what builds your business. Are you getting more inbound requests for consults? Are prospects literally mentioning your content on sales calls? Is your follower growth actually coming from your target ICPs? That is the real scoreboard.
And you can start tracking this today. You don't need some fancy, expensive software.
Seriously, a simple spreadsheet just like this one is all it takes. Every single time a new lead comes in, just ask them, "Hey, how'd you hear about us?" If they say LinkedIn, you log it. This creates a direct, undeniable line between your content and your revenue.
Okay, so how do you put all of these pieces together into a plan that you can actually execute? Well, you commit to a 6-month sprint. This turns the whole strategy from just a collection of good ideas into an actionable, time-bound project with very clear phases. And here's how it builds over time. You start with the fundamentals in months 1 and 2, just dialing in your positioning and getting into a good content rhythm. Then, in months 3 and 4, you start to accelerate by adding richer formats like carousels or video. And finally, once you've earned all that trust, you can start layering in some light calls to action. See? It's a logical progression. You build the foundation, then you start harvesting the results.
So when you boil it all down, when you strip everything else away, this entire system we've just walked through, it's all designed to achieve one big thing, one core outcome for your business.
And this is it. This is the whole game right here. Your goal is not to be some generalist influencer who appeals to everyone. Your goal is to become the single, obvious, unmissable expert for your bullseye buyer on the specific problem you solve. So the final question you should be asking isn't, how can I get more followers? It should be, how can I become absolutely unmissable to the only followers that truly matter?